Back at my waterfront mobile home, and I last made a video for you probably about 2 weeks ago, and a lot's happened in the past 2 weeks. I'm going to fill you in on where this deal is, and you hear the birds out there chirping. Nice pretty day out here on the bayou. See the nice water back there, and the bay is behind me over my shoulder. You're looking back at it. The bay is about 3/4 of a mile to a mile away, so not too far from the bay, but really nice big open water here. So it's a really peaceful, nice spot. So we put this property up for sale about 2 months ago, and we started out listing the property. It's a single wide mobile home. I'll go ahead and walk you through that. We listed it for $185,000. It's hard to find comparables. The only thing that's really for sale in this area are houses that are on the water or vacant lots. There's really no mobile homes that have sold on the water in the past several years. So it's really hard to get a comparable on what we thought it would sell for. So my agent and I did the best we could to kind of guesstimate about what it'd sell for. I thought the $185,000 price was kind of high, but he wanted to go for it, and he had sold multiple mobile homes, is why I picked him. It's only for somebody that sold mobile homes in this kind of general vicinity within 3 or 4 miles from here. And so he and another agent, they had both sold multiple mobile homes. So I called them both. The other agent took 3 days to get back to me. This agent is a younger guy, not quite as knowledgeable, I don't think. Really nice guy and really attentive to phone calls and stuff, but he responded right away. So I decided to go with him, and I'm gonna walk you through the inside of the mobile home. I like to do a walkthrough about once a week, make sure nobody's like broke in here or somebody has decided to steal some stuff, or more than likely, because that doesn't happen very often, but the thing that does happen every once in a while is a pipe burst, and so we have flooding going on inside of a house that's sitting empty. So I like to walk through them about once a week to make sure it's fine. So as I'm walking through, I'll kind of take you with me, and we'll end up looking out at the view that whoever buys this or rents this is gonna have every day. So we listed for $185. Within about 11, 12, I think it's 12, 13 days, I had 3 showings and over 1,100 views on Zillow. Just look at my bathroom, this all looks pretty good in here. Over 1,100 views on Zillow. Had about, I think it was around 80 saves, which is pretty good. I'd like it to be more than that, especially with a brand new property. And then we'd had 3 showings. And the showings, the feedback was so-so. Most of them said the price was too high, or it wasn't in good enough shape to get a loan, that's understandable. But we just weren't getting good feedback. And so I decided that it was probably time to drop the price. I don't like my deals sitting there getting stale, so drop the price, and it's probably a low tide. I don't know if you can see it, but I see a little dirt across the bank over there. So it must be a low tide right now. But so we talked about it, and I asked the agent to let me know what he thought we should drop it to. And I did my own math and my own experience of buying and selling thousands of units of real estate over the past 26 years, over 2,000 units last I counted. And so he came back and said, well, lots if they're asking 100,000, they really don't sell. So I think 100,000 if the lot was vacant is probably a little on the high side. So probably 95,000 for a vacant lot. It's like, then you got a mobile home. It's an older, I think it's a 1983 single wide, big 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The previous owner took out a bedroom and a bathroom. He's like, so 1-bedroom, 1-bath, on the water, that mobile home is probably worth 40, 50,000. So that puts us at about 135, 145,000. Well, the thing was that we had it listed at 185. So he was wanting to drop it to around 145. I think it was 140 to 150,000. And I just thought that was too big of a price drop. We're getting some interest. We just hadn't had an offer yet. I would like to have had a few more showings. So I told him that was too big of a price drop. I was like, I think a $10,000 price drop is probably good enough, but just to be aggressive, let's get it under 170. So we dropped it to 169.9. And within a few days, had somebody interested. And so what's happened since then is they made an offer, I think it was around 150. And I reminded them, hey, we just dropped this 15,000 like a day or 2 ago. I'm not dropping another 15,000 right now. Now in a few weeks, if it doesn't sell, okay, I'll consider that, but not now. So they offered 150, we're asking 169. I countered back at 165. And what they had done is they were requesting that I pay, I think it was like 3 or 5% towards closing cost, that I basically give them a 5% repair budget for anything they wanted. And they wanted a 2-week inspection and due diligence period. So what I countered back, I'll give you my reasoning for this. This is kind of a negotiating video, especially if you're selling. So I countered back at was 165, which is basically a $20,000 drop over the past few days. So I dropped it 15, then 5 more on discounting the price. 7-day due diligence period, which I knew would be difficult. So I knew they'd want to bump that back. So I was trying to give them something that they'd kind of almost have to ask for within reason, but in hopes that I would get something else. So what I told them was 7-day due diligence, which I felt like they'd have to bump that at least to 10 days. Property is sold as is. They basically can back out if they want, but I'm not gonna be on the hook for doing repairs on an older mobile home. Even though I fixed everything I saw was bad with it within reason. It's not perfect. And then I bumped the closing date a little bit closer, but we ended up leaving like it was. And let's see, what else was there? Oh, so as is, I'm not doing any repairs. They do have the inspection period, 7 days, and the price is 165. They came back and said 164, so they pretty much came up to my price almost. They did away with the request for repair money, which is what I really wanted, but they bumped the inspection time frame up to 10 days. So I was good with that. Well, 10 days was up yesterday. And so it's my understanding that the buyers, they're meeting the contractor out here. They said, we found some things that need some work, which it's an older mobile home, it's gonna need some work. So they found some things that they want to do to it. And they're meeting the contractor here tomorrow, but they said they have full intention of moving forward with the purchase. So that'd be great, because it'll end up being a property I can make a little bit of money on, and hopefully someone else has a really nice waterfront home, which it is a nice spot, hard to find these. So that's where we're sitting at. So pretty happy with that. We still got, I think, about 3 weeks before it closes. So no deal is done until everybody's signed and the money's in your account. That's kind of my philosophy. So we'll see how it plays out. So we got about 3 more weeks. So I'll probably try to make a video maybe right before it closes, or maybe right after. I have a trip planning. We're about to leave for this in a couple of days. We're going up to Alaska, which is super cool. We're gonna be in Anchorage for a couple of days, then do a cruise south down to Vancouver. So it's gonna be really cool. Never been to Alaska, so looking forward to that. And so as soon as I get back, we're supposed to close on this property within a few days. And I have a condo that I actually signed a deal on to buy. Little 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo. So that'll be the next property I'm gonna introduce to you. So trying to teach you how to do real estate deals. I mentor about 25 real estate investors through Homevestors, the We Buy Ugly Houses company. So these videos are meant for them also, but also meant for the general public. And if you have any interest in possibly buying a franchise, send me an email. My email is in the information section of this YouTube channel, so happy to talk to you about that. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll try and peek at them every so often. I have a couple other channels, so I stay pretty busy with those as well. But I hope this helps out. So with that, we'll see you later. Have a great day.